Welcome back to another Microsoft Flight Sim news video. In today's video, we've got plenty of payware aircraft news for both PC and Xbox to talk about, and a bit of news about Microsoft Flight Sim's upcoming Sim Update 10. If you're new here, be sure to like, comment and subscribe to stay up to date, everything flight simulation related, and for consistent aviation content. But now, without further delay, let's get right into it. Okay, so we'll start off with the news from DC Designs. On their Facebook, they've released some screenshots and information about their Harrier. It is coming very soon by the looks of things. And it's now got to the point where you can do some pretty advanced things in terms of actually flying the Harrier. DC Designs talks about bowing down the Harrier towards the crowd, which is something they did at air shows, obviously to entertain the crowd. While we don't get a video of this, we do get a screenshot so you can sort of see what we're talking about here. Basically just lowering the nose down, which sounds pretty easy, but in vertical takeoff and landing configuration, I don't imagine it was that easy to model. We're still waiting for some information on pricing and release date, but by the looks of it, it's getting on pretty well and hopefully we'll see it soon. Now moving over to another British fighter jet, we're talking about the Eurofighter Typhoon. This comes from a relatively new developer called CJ Simulations, who also worked on some of the DC Designs products. Quite a few of them, I believe, as the chief coder. Anyway, he's released a trailer of the awesome Eurofighter Typhoon, which is of course the mainstay of the Royal Air Force, German Air Force, the Luftwaffe, and a few other air forces around the world. Now we do get an 8-minute trailer on the YouTube, and as you can see, this is a pretty extensive product. Now, whatever you think about fighter jets in Microsoft Flight Sim, it's clear they're here to stay. Some of them are better than others, and I'm sure that as Microsoft Flight Sim develops, fighter jets themselves will develop. It's never going to reach DCS level, at least in the current trajectory, but hey, it's nice enough to see. Now we should be seeing the Eurofighter Typhoon pretty soon. DC Designs on their 8th of September post said that they were bound by an NDA regarding a new developer, which in hindsight is clearly the Eurofighter Typhoon, and he says on there that it should be out within a month by Just Flight, and then on the marketplace as soon as it's cleared with Microsoft. So we should be seeing the Eurofighter Typhoon as soon as possible really. It's pretty close. With the Harrier and the Eurofighter Typhoon, they're both aircraft that I imagine would have pretty good reach on Xbox, so I'll imagine we'll see them both on there, and they'll both be payware, but no price has been confirmed just yet. Now moving on to a final military aircraft in this video before we move over to a private jet, we've got an interesting heavy lift aircraft, the C-160. Which is a French heavy transport aircraft. Now we haven't seen any proper military transport aircraft in the sim just yet, excluding the excuse that was the C-130 from Captain Sim, so it's pretty nice that AzurPoly have announced this aircraft, the Transil C-160. Now it does look a bit like a C-130 Hercules, but it's not. It's a different aircraft, of course. This one's only got 2 engines and is made in an entirely different country by an entirely different manufacturer. It is a pretty old aircraft, but to be fair, so are the early variants of the C-130. No information on pricing just yet, but it's nice to see this aircraft. Hopefully it will be coming along soon. Now we've got the Cockspur C-510 Mustang, which of course is the Cessna 510 Mustang in real life, although they can't use that name for copyright reasons, I'd imagine. I cannot wait for this one. I will be picking it up. It looks absolutely beautiful. From the almost 4-minute long trailer we get, this aircraft looks like a must-have in my opinion anyway. In my day job I work around aircraft like this. I've handled the Mustang a few times now daily, so it's an aircraft I get really up close to, and I'll certainly enjoy flying around. I don't know if this is coming to Xbox, but it's definitely coming to PC. It will be payware, and Cockspur have worked on some aircraft for Microsoft Flight Sim in the past. However, I do believe this is their biggest one so far. It looks beautiful on the inside, and we're getting a good look at some configurations, from an ambulance configuration to, of course, your normal private jet. If it flies well, I'll certainly be picking it up. By the looks of it, it should do. The developer says it will be very competitively priced, which is always a good thing, so maybe around the £20 to £30 mark. I'll certainly be taking a look at it. It looks awesome, it looks beautiful, and a little shout out to Practically Geek. I believe he's giving us some previews on his channel soon. Now finally, moving over to a bit of an update with Sim Update 10 release of this delayed update, which should improve things such as DirectX 12, multi-monitor support, flight model improvements, better cloud layers, and a new VFR map. This update should be released within this next week. It has been delayed and some features within Sim Update 10 have been pushed back, but it seems we're now on the final mile with it. Hopefully we'll see it soon. Now if you've got an Nvidia graphics card, this really should be a good update for you because a lot of optimization has happened hand in hand with Nvidia in this case. So I'm really looking forward to it. Of course I have been trying out the beta, but it is a beta so it's not going to be perfect. Hopefully this update should be good. To speak a bit more about some of the features in Sim Update 10, with the VFR map, it's actually a pretty good feature that I'm looking forward to. If you're on Flight Sim X, you'd remember that you could go around on the map and basically click on any airport and get some information about that airport, whether it be type of runway or ILS. Going off the top of my head, that was mostly possible. You could definitely get some information about radios and waypoints around you. Anyway, that's what the Microsoft Flight Sim team are basically bringing over to Microsoft Flight Sim, just in a far better fashion. So it's going to be a really helpful feature, and you can see from the screenshots from their development live stream, you know, it is really going to help. Regarding this update, it was delayed last month, which was a bit annoying, and of course they pushed back the Xbox support for WASM panels, which in turn pushed back some add-on aircraft coming over to Xbox. So that has been delayed to Sim Update 11, so we're still going to have to wait a bit of time if you want some really good add-ons coming over to Xbox, but it is what it is. To recap in this video, we've had the Eurofighter Typhoon by a new development company, the DC Designs Harrier, which is progressing on brilliantly by the looks of it, AzurPoly announcing their C-160 heavy transport military aircraft, the Cockspur C-510 Mustang, beautiful aircraft, and of course a bit of news about Microsoft Flight Sim's Sim Update 10. It's been a busy Microsoft Flight Sim news update. I do apologise, I've been focusing on X-Plane 12 a lot recently. Microsoft Flight Sim will remain the mainstay of my channel. From me today, that is all. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. It really does help me out and means you get to stay up to date with the most important Microsoft Flight Sim news. I'll see you around. Goodbye.